Alright, what's going on, guys? Tony Oliver here with another segment of Tone Talks, and today I got my homegirl Neko Chapman with me at Neko Kiko on IG. If you guys on Instagram, follow her for show. And we're here in Nug Life Studios. And I just wanted to invite, Neko. I wanted to invite you here today because I love your art. You already know we work together.
Thank you.
We follow each other. And again, how do we meet? Because I think when we did the body painting, you mentioned something about like last time I saw you, and I was like,
it was something Lang Bang put together.
okay. Is it at the Hatch?
I think so, yeah.
Ah,
and it was like just come and
yeah.
talk and
Okay, you were there?
Yes.
We met there?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, I didn't know that, but we met, and then, we followed each other on IG, and I loved her art, and then one day she hit me up, asked me to be a part of a Basquiat tribute that she did, and I actually redid my website yesterday, and I put a bunch of the pictures that we did up.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, check it out.
Check it out.
ToneOliver.com. So I just want to start because these Tone Talks I'm interviewing people are about how, aspects of owning your life, right? And with you, one thing that I really admire from you is that you know what your passion is. You focus on it. It's something that I can tell that it's something that you enjoy doing. There's a love for it there. So my first question for you is, how did you figure out body painting was your thing? Like, what was that?
It was a total accident.
Okay.
I've been painting and drawing since I could hold a pencil. My mom would tell me, she's a young mom. She had me when she was 15.
Okay.
Here's a pad of paper and a pen.
Right.
I need you to sit over there while I work.
Right,
you know
right.
what I mean? And that was just, okay, I'm a doodle. I looked up to my older cousin. I used to watch him a lot. He's an artist as well.
Okay.
My grandfather, and I kind of just started. I would trace magazines as a kid and just trace, and then finally I'm like, I think I could do this without tracing.
Mm-hmm.
How I got into body painting, I was painting at the house and I was making a mess. I had paint on my face, my arms, and my cousin was like, you should paint people. And I'm like, what? No, I know there's people who do that. I've never thought about it. And then she's like, you could paint me right now. And I'm like, all right. So we bust out the acrylic paint, which you do not use on skin. And she let me paint her, and I posted on Instagram. And a lot of people had all kind of thoughts on it, nudity, like, why are you posting that, blah blah.
Really? That was your first nude post too?
Yeah, I just kind of posted it. There was nothing, you could really see anything but like the top of the crack of her butt.
Okay.
But I was like, whatever. And then that Darren reached out to me.
That picture.
It was pretty dope. I put her in the
Still
bathtub.
up on IG?
No. I took it down. I put her in the bathtub, and so the paint was like marbling. It was just looked pretty cool. I posted it, and then that's how me and Darren met. He reached out to me like, let's shoot. And I'm like, okay, I've never done this before. He's a professional. I was freaking out. We did a couple shoots, and I hated them. And I was like, not his part. I hated my part. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just painting. I'm painting on you.
Nice.
But I stopped for a little while, and then I was like, I'm gonna give it a try again. I had to do research on the proper paint and stuff to use for people's skin, and I just kept at it, and it's just like a peace of mind. It's like my meditation.
So for you, art is something that you kind of innately just attached to as a child.
Yeah.
So some of us, we have those passions very, very young.
Yeah.
In our youth, we kind of know what we like to do. For me, I didn't necessarily know it was my passion, but I always like storytelling. I always I was the center of attention. I was a class clown. I was poet. As I got older, I was like, oh, okay, rap is the thing now. So it was always something about writing and vocalizing and performing. That was my thing, performing, and acting and all that, So for us, we were kind of lucky and blessed to have our passions young. So if you do know your passion, this is one of the things I want to focus on and tell you guys is that when you own your life, when you really decide to own your life, I know a lot of times as we get older, we get jobs and responsibilities, and we know our passion, but we allow life. You know, we don't even know we doing it. We just kind of like, I gotta pay bills. Oh, I got a kid. Oh, I got this. I got my mom I gotta take care of. And the thing we love that keeps, like you said, our meditation, our therapy in a sense. A thing that keeps, especially for artists.
Mind.
Yeah, we need that because without it, I know as an artist, I'm an emotional person.
I'm very emotional.
Right. So to stay balanced, you gotta make sure you keep your art, your passion.
I'm gonna tap in.
Yeah.
Honestly, for a while, I mean, between like college and I work with children. I'm a preschool teacher.
Okay.
But that's what people were, as a kid, people were like, oh, you know, they didn't take it seriously. Oh, she wants to be an artist when she grows up. You know what I mean? Oh, whatever. It's a kid. It's something while she's a kid. As I got older, they're like, oh, you're serious. You're not going to make money doing that. And they kind of like, you know, like it's discouraging.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about too, because you have your passion, but then you have your job, right? So then your passion kind of becomes your hobby, where you're not thinking, okay, how can I make this my career? You're just kind of using it as that thing you do every now and then. So for you, how did you, even though you have a job, you are, you know, a preschool teacher. I know you got a couple other hustles. We all got a million hustles in 2017. You got to make it happen. But what made you, one, go for it and say, you know, I'm going to turn this into a business. I believe in myself enough to put a price on my work and believe that it is worth whatever I say it's worth. And two, how do you balance life and career?
So the first thing I realized, like, this is something I need to do because I wasn't happy. I was just working, you know, 2-3 jobs, going to school, and I kind of just suppressed it. Like, okay, I'll doodle when I can, or, you know, and I was not happy. I'm very emotional, so it was just like, what can I do to express this? You know what I mean? I have anxiety, and that's where my grandfather was like, listen, you need to do what you want to do. You need to do art. He's an artist as well, and he would tell me, like, you need to sit down and paint. If this is what you want to do, forget everybody else is telling you not to do it. You need to do what you want to do. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to just go for it. Like, as scary as it is, I'm going to share. And that's one thing he stressed me, like, share. Share your art with everybody, because he didn't share his. He kept it for himself. And as he got older and before he passed, that's one thing he stressed, like, I wish I would have shared with people. You know what I mean? That's a part of you that can continue to live when you do go. And so from hearing him, like, preach, like, sit down with me and just constantly say, you need to share your work. Like, he was very, like, strong, deep voice, like, scary almost, but he wasn't. Like, to me, I took it at the time like he's preaching to me, like, oh God, he's telling me. But as I get older, I'm like, he knows, you know, you need to share. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to share it. I'm going to do what I want to do, because I wasn't happy.
Nice.
As far as balancing, I think I'm still trying to figure that out. But the good thing is I work with children, and art is a nice way to communicate with them. So I mean, a day at a time, but we do art every day. And that's how,
you know, to your point, that's a good talking point. If you can find a job that incorporates your passion, you know what I'm saying? For me, you know, I like being center of attention, right? It's not, and I don't know if it's like innate or if it's because I'm from LA and they just ingrain that in us, you know what I'm saying? They just make us do that kind of shit. But a job I really, really loved that I lost because they was randomly drug testing niggas. But I was a tour guide in LA, right? So I was driving the bus and I give the tours, and you around all these Hollywood schmoes. Everybody think they about to be famous. It's just their little job before they blow up and become Tom Cruise or whatever, you know. I loved it though. It was a job that it wasn't necessarily something that I knew I was gonna do for the rest of my life, but I was able to be myself. I was able to be funny and have a crowd every day, you know what I'm saying? So it was a job that I really, really enjoyed doing. And like you said, you around kids, you know, so they're full of just creativity in themselves.
They keep me pure, like they keep me young. I don't have children of my own, but I'm always around children. And sometimes, even as a teacher, you're like, I have to be the adult right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But them, they're like, let's play dinosaurs and unicorns and run through the forest. And you're like, I gotta do this.
Right.
This is gonna make this child happy, so we putting on our capes, you feel me? Like, it just keeps you young, and that helps me create. Like, you know, children are all innocent, and they're at that stage where they're not worried about people judging them, and if they color something the wrong color, how people are going to feel about it, you know what I mean? So I think that's important for me to stay, you know, have this pureness working with children and art. So I think if I didn't work with children, I think it would also be hard for me to do what I do.
Yeah, if it was like a post office job somewhere you had to just be behind a desk
like,
type thing.
I go into the studio when I paint people, I don't think about what I'm going to paint. You know what I mean? With this particular series, of course, it's a tribute, so I'm painting Basquiat's work onto people, but generally, I usually just go in there and pick colors, and we just vibe out.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm not a painter. I can't draw good, and it's not to say that I'm gonna say I can't do it.
Have you tried it?
I've tried it, and I'm not to say I can't do it. If I was to, you know, probably study it, I could probably pick it up. But
I think people overthink it.
Yeah, I do overthink it. Because I know this, right? I see something like this, and then I start to do whatever I'm doing. I'm like, this is shit. This is terrible.
And I think I started the Art Institute.
Okay.
And I dropped out because I had, and I know this is like off, probably shouldn't say it, but artists don't like to be told what to do. And I had like 2 professors who would tell me like, you're doing it the wrong way. And I'm like, doing what exactly am I doing the wrong way? Nobody's art is the same. Every artist, I'm expressing myself. So you're telling me
that
I'm doing it the wrong way?
You're an art teacher and you're
it's frustrating.
Yeah, that don't make no
I'm supposed to do it your way, but our art is not the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I'm going to this school to sharpen a tool. Like at a point, I'm just like, why am I here? Like I know how to draw. I know, you know, and then I learned some things, picked up some extra things graphic design wise, but as far as like you're telling me I'm doing a circle wrong, it's like, all right. I'm tired of you, and I'm tired of sitting here.
Right.
I mean, my mom, she's very supportive. She's just like, do what makes you happy. And I think that helps too. Like having support. I mean, if it's a friend, a cousin, anybody, like make sure you surround yourself with good people who have your best interests at heart.
That's something we come back to on all these tone talks. Everybody, no matter we're talking about eating right, we're talking about, you know, fitness with the body. We're talking about how, like, you know, my first tone talk was talking about how celibacy is important, and the last one I was talking about all the benefits of it and everything. But every time I'm always bringing up support system. Support.
It's
having the right team, the right people, and knowing sometimes it sucks, but sometimes knowing when some of your closest people might not be best for your growth. You know what I'm saying?
And it hurts, especially as an artist. You want to hold on to people, and you know, it's so emotional. Like I'm not confrontational at all. So even thinking about like, oh, this person's not good for me, I have to tell them. You know what I mean? Like,
I second that.
It's so bad. Like I literally just disappear. Yeah, like I'm personally working on. I will just fall off the face of the earth, and people are like, where the hell did she go? But it's because like I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to hurt my feelings. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to have this talk. But I'm learning like.
I know it's gonna just be bad on all.
It's gonna be bad regardless. You know what I mean? How you do it if you just disappear. Like I've learned that people have told me like you cannot do that. You have to talk. And I'm like, I'm not good with words. Like how can I? That's why I think that's why I paint.
And this is also something I can see in I've seen a lot of successful people. They're okay with being the asshole sometimes. They're okay with it because, you know, like they know their vision, and those who are, you know, strong-willed enough to be labeled a bad guy, an asshole, and it just like kind of go over their head, breeze off their shoulder type thing because they know they're doing this for their best, for their growth and everything like that.
And they know their worth.
Exactly. You know, so I'm actually like the Own Your Life Challenge is starting to show that to me. Like, oh, okay. If I really want to own my life like I say I do, I'm going to have to cut some people off.
And you have to do what's best for you.
Right. And sometimes what's best for you don't feel good. It don't feel good.
It doesn't, but you have to, you know, you're the only one who knows what's best for you. And if that means telling people no, oh well, I'm going to be the asshole today. You know what I mean? I'm learning it's okay.
Now, on the topic of being the asshole, right? When it comes to knowing your worth and setting your price. How are you dealing with that? Because I know, right? I know you're a dope artist. You know, I know hella people probably want to work with you. How are you dealing with understanding? Look, this is what I'm worth, and you know, I got homies right now, super talented. One specifically a photographer, super talented, but he's always shooting himself in the foot because he's just like, okay, if you can't pay, I'll shoot you. Just then you just give me some whatever you can. Right, that's all I do. It's like, bro, you gotta stop doing that. You know, I'll book a shoot with him and he'd be like, yeah, man, I really charge this much, but if you don't have it, we can work something out. I was like, bro, don't tell me that.
But he's doing that because he doesn't want you to feel any type of way.
And that's the problem. I mean? You know, and I'm not saying he's the only one who has it. He shows me my, you know what I'm saying? Like, through other people, I reflect on myself and see where I have those same issues at times too. But it's like, you know you're a dope photographer. Like, you know you're a dope artist. You know what I'm saying? I
mean, we're our own biggest critics too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I know my work is dope. I mean, but sometimes I'll look at it like before the art show. I'm just like, meltdown completely before every art show. Like, I literally melt down, like, in the room. Like, what if nobody likes it? What if it makes anybody feel anything? Like, that's what art is supposed to do. You know what I mean? So you're not supposed to worry about if they like it. Like, this is your art show. People are going to come, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, oh well. You have to keep going. But as far as, like, the pricing and everything, that has been my biggest. Like, I'm a people pleaser, and it's horrible because it's like I don't want anybody to be like, oh, I can't work with her because she costs too much. Like, I want to be affordable, but at the same time, we live in the Bay.
Now I got another homie who is a artist, graphic designer type thing, you know. And I mean, I ain't seen him in a few years, but when he was living out here, his art pieces he would put on Instagram and be like, this is $300, this is $500, right? And nobody would buy it. And I asked him one day, I was like, bro, because I kind of admired him having the balls to do it so confidently. And I was like, you know, why do you set your prices so high? You know what I'm saying? He was like, it's about knowing your worth.
You gotta take into backtrack, going too fast. You have to realize, like, this is years of practice. This is years of frustration and heartache and everything. Like, literally, I mean, I would start, like, remember one teacher, I would start a project and he would literally walk by the desk, crumble the paper and throw it on the floor and say start over. And it was hard at the time. Like, I would literally be in tears.
This art class?
Yes, and it was in high school. But he was teaching me. Like, I appreciate it now because I can make a complete circle and it's going to be on point. That circle is going to be on point. But at the time, I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this man? You know what I mean? So it's like, I had to go through all of this struggle, this everything, and then you put a price on something and somebody's like, that's too expensive.
Right.
Well, you don't know what I went through to get to where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? These supplies ain't cheap. Me traveling, all that, you have to take into that, and then you have to price it accordingly.
Right. And you know, back to my homie real quick, he told me, he was like, man, I might get 1 or 2 sales every 1 or 2 months. You know what I'm saying? But I get the sale. Yeah. It might not, you know, so you could sell 50 paintings, you know what I'm saying, for $2, you know what I'm saying, and you making what, $100 or whatever, however much that comes out to be, or you could sell one painting for $300. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he was making that sacrifice where, okay, of course, you know, all the homies can't afford it or whatever, but through social media and through the internet, you could always reach somebody who appreciates your art for what it is and was like, it is worth that much.
Somebody will pay for it. That's what yesterday somebody messaged me like, let's work. And I'm like, what does this mean? From your perspective? Because I work for free, you know what I mean? So we could pitch idea, let me know, like, are you trying to collaborate, or, you know? Right. And he's like, what are your prices? And I told him, like, okay, $250 for half body, $300 for full body. Right. I'm standing there sometimes 6 hours painting people. I come across all kind of stuff. You get body odor, all kind of stuff. You know, this is personal space. 3 hours, like, it's not easy work.
Right. Not at all.
He's just like, well, you making all the money, and I'm gonna start painting now. Like, okay.
He said, I'm what?
Like, I'm gonna just start painting. Like, I should start painting because that's how much you charge me.
Oh.
And I was just like, well, hey, like, that's on you. You know what I mean? But that's not gonna make me go down on my price because I know what I have to go through. You know, I just
and that's like the same thing with me. You know, I with performances. A lot of times I would just take shows, you know, whatever you can give me, or I'll take it. And it's like, bro, I put so much time into my music. I mean, I don't even release music because I spend so much time making sure it's how I want it, the way I want it. And then especially when I perform, that's like really, really my passion. So to go do a show and you make, oh, we got $50 for you, and like, bruh.
And then you're thinking about like the stuff you had to go through, the mind blocks, the artist blocks, and all this stuff. That's what I was doing too. Like, okay, I'm gonna just, all these people want me to come paint for their events. I'm gonna just do it, get myself out there. But then I ran across, you know, people that are sexualizing the models, and you know, people want to touch, and I'm like, is this? I had to come back. Like, is this what? Where I want my art, and this is what I wanted to represent. Like, no, I had to rethink it. You know what I mean? Like, this is not what I want. So, I mean, you're gonna have to try things, but you're gonna realize, like, you're gonna know where you want to be eventually. You're gonna know what you want to do, and you have to price it accordingly.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as like going down on my prices, I still do that for my friends because it's like these people support. I realize like a lot of my friends have supported me from like.
Of course, we got the homie hookup.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
But most of my friends know, like, they have no problem paying because they know what I've been through to get to where I'm at right now, and they respect it. If somebody respects you and what you're doing, they're gonna pay. They're not gonna ask any questions.
And I think it's also about showing the customer or the world, however you're sharing it, showing them that you respect yourself. You know what I'm saying?
If you respect yourself, then other people will respect
exactly. You know, so it's kind of how I've taken back ownership over my music, over my art on all levels with my website, and kind of just I've decided to take all my stuff. You know, my next album I'm dropping, I'm not putting it on Apple, Spotify, Tidal, none of that stuff, because I'm building my own platform right now. So I don't need to reach millions of people when only, you know, a couple hundred maybe gonna go listen to my stuff. I need to reach those couple hundred people and bring them directly to me. You know what I'm saying? And then that way I know who my consumer is, I know who my consumer base is, and I can sell them whatever I need to sell them right there on my own platform. You know what I'm saying? Just taking what Jay-Z did with Tidal and be like, look, if Hov can do it, I can do it. You feel me? It's that simple.
You just gotta stay with it. Like, don't go back on. I do that a lot too. Like, I'm gonna set this goal. This is my vision. I'm gonna get there. And then I'm like, oh, I can kind of. All right, fine. No, because then you're gonna keep doing that, and then you're gonna be in the same place.
That's the beauty of On Your Life Challenge, man. Like, I set a goal, and every day, all I have to do is continue doing. And the fact that tomorrow I'll be halfway there. Tomorrow will be day 45, so you feel me? I'll be halfway there. Thank you.
It takes a lot of.
It shows me if you do it, it will get done. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of he be all over me. I mean,
life is happening, and you're still sticking with what your intention was to go 90 days.
Right. It be sometimes like 11:45. Like, I got that workout in. Fuck. Okay, I gotta get this. How this push
But you can do it. You can do it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
And I've done it.
And when you get it done, you feel so good. I did this.
And the fact that you do it once, twice, 3 times, then when it happens again, you know, oh, I can do this. I can get this done because I've gotten it done. You know, so it's really just about, like you said, sticking to your goals. Oh, yeah, he loves it. He be trying to do push-ups.
I saw it's so cute, but I think that's a great example for him too. You know what I mean? Like, my dad can do this, I can do it too.
Right, and he's my example too. Because looking at him is like, this is why I have to do this. You know, because if I keep allowing myself to be a procrastinator, you know, look at myself in the mirror honestly and be like, bro, you be procrastinating, bro. Don't sugarcoat it.
But you're being real with yourself.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So these are building those good habits to make sure every single day of my life, no matter if it's an off day or a day where I got work, I understand I still have the capability to, you know, do something for my betterment. You know what I'm saying? And exactly. So when he sees me, when he sees that growing up, he'll know, look, my dad showed me every day I can always do something to grow, whether I'm reading a book or creating a piece of art or, you know, developing a business or working out or eating healthy or, you know, anything you're doing with the intention of bettering yourself. you can do it. You have that power. Just like we have the power to sit in front of a TV and binge watch 2 whole series all day long. Yeah. We have the power to do.
Make time for your passion.
Make time for your passion.
And
exactly.
Yourself.
Let's just see. Is there anything else I really want the people to know? Is there anything that you specifically want to speak on since you have this platform right now? Whether it's telling the viewers about something they can learn from your story, or just something you want to share that that's important to you, that you think will be beneficial to anybody who is considering, whether they're doing the Own Your Life challenge or they're just watching this to gain inspiration. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like just make sure I can't stress this enough, be around positive people. Because you're always going to get those people that tell you can't do something, or people have completely laughed at the fact that I body paint. Like, what? You body paint? And like, I've been doing it for the last 4 years.
Nice.
2 years in, they're like, oh, you're so dope, I want you to paint me. And I'm just like, the other day you was laughing, people meant to know. But I mean, people are always going to tell you what they can't do, but I feel like it's a portrayal of themselves. It's because they're not tapped into their own growth and
definitely.
What they can achieve, and they push it onto you.
Definitely.
So I mean,
especially when they see you chasing your dreams and chasing your goals, the fact most of the people who are gonna hate on you is the main ones who are not doing that, because you're a mirror for them. You're reflecting what they wish they could be doing, what they're afraid to do. They have given themselves an excuse why they feel like they can't do.
Yeah,
they gonna put that on you. Well, you need to pay bills.
And I used to do it because people were telling me, like, how are you gonna pay your rent and you're out here body painting? I'm gonna make it work. I don't know how. You know what I mean? I pray about it and I meditate on it, and even if it's like, okay, if I gotta practice, get it in, I would practice on myself before like really broadcasting. Like, oh, I can body paint you for events. I would practice on myself. That means get off, go work, drive, commute, whatever. Get home is give myself 10 minutes before I get in the shower. I'm gonna wash it off anyway. You know what I mean? Just find time for your passion. It doesn't matter if it's 10, 15 minutes a day. You gotta get it in there, because if you completely just let people get into your head and tell you can't do it, like you will suppress that and you won't be happy.
Right. And and on your on the topic of the support system, something I spoke on before, for not everybody has those people in their life that are going to support them, and some people feel, whether you have it or not, some people just feel like they don't have anyone, and you haven't grown to that point where you realize you do have resources, you do have positive supportive people around you. So if you're in that position where you really don't have nobody supporting you, or you feel like you don't have nobody supporting you, one of the main things for me is that it's 2017. You have the power to create your own circle on this thing called the internet.
Yes.
With Instagram, with Twitter, with YouTube, with Facebook, with Tumblr, with all these things, you can choose what your internet world is. So you can go and follow 100 positive, motivational speakers, or if your thing is basketball, you can go follow every basketball player there is, and only them. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, when you go on the internet, because you gon' go on the internet, you gon' be on your phone all day, you will be surrounded by things that inspire you, things that make you feel good about yourself. And for me, that was one of the main things that gave me the push to really even commit to doing the On Your Life challenge. I specifically unfollowed everybody, and I only followed, for me specifically, this is me, only black women. That was my thing. Like, I'm only following black women, right now, because I need to go back to source. I need to go back to what really inspires me and what's important to me. And for me, in the most physical, close to something you can touch, way, the black woman is God. You know what I'm saying? For me. Yeah. So whatever it is for you, whatever it inspires you. So for me, that's what it was. And I was able to learn and be inspired and be educated and be told what's important. You know what I'm saying? Because when you know what's important to the black woman, as a black man specifically, then you know what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, they don't like this. I do this. I need to cut this shit out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. And not just big booty models. No. I'm like talking about
the purest.
Right, All that. Things that enlighten your mind, things that enlighten your creativity. You know, women out here who doing fitness, women out here who eating right. You know, when black women out here who really embracing their blackness and their queenness and their godliness and all that. Because that's what I was seeking. I was seeking that inner God. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's where I was able to get it from. So use the internet if you don't have friends.
For sure. I mean, I'm very to myself, very shy, introvert. I just like my space. And I did, at a point, like, I don't have that support that I need. You know what I mean? And I do, but I wasn't feeling it.
That's what it is. A lot of times it's in here. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, supports differently, and everybody, reaches in differently. I have friends who are parents as well, and they're like, I can't make it to all your art shows. You know what I mean? And when you have everybody being so negative, you're just like, nobody fucks with me at this point. You know what I mean? I think the internet, that's when I was like, you know what, I'm going to follow some other artists. I'm going to get inspired. It's not a competition. This competition is within myself, and I'm going to figure this thing out. But it all kind of came naturally. When you're following people who are putting out that positive vibe and who want to know more about your art just as much as you want to learn about theirs, you will be surprised. Like, I've met some people that I've followed on Instagram for the last couple of years. We met up. Like, I was in New York. I got a couple friends on there. Like, let's link up. I'm in New York. And it was dope. Like, now I have friends. I have friends in New York. I have friends in LA because
just like me and you.
Instagram.
I mean, we met at the Hatch, but we really connected via Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was able to really see what you was doing, and that was part of the time when I was only following black women. I was like, oh, who's this black woman, dope artist? Okay, all her shit is dope, inspiring, cool, okay. And then we connected, you know what I'm saying? And now we kicking it, we doing an interview. She invited me to be a part of her Basquiat tribute series, and just all dopeness, came not only, but for us,
it came,
kind of specifically via the internet. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that can be positive. I know the internet is full of negativity.
Try to block it out.
Right, and that's what I wasn't doing.
There's nothing for you to hit the block button or unfollow. I do it on the daily. I mean, there's just some stuff that people post, and you're like, I just don't want to see that negative in my box.
I got off the internet, for good for a while after I saw something on Facebook I didn't want to see, and it was like, dang, I can't control this. It's gonna pop up on my timeline. It's gonna pop up
whenever. Like, get off.
I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm done with this. But then when I got back, I had that in mind, and I was really, really cautious about who I'm following, who I allow to post.
Because you gotta be careful what you look at every single day. A lot of, older people preach that to us, especially like the music. You have to be careful what you listen to, what you watch, but it's real.
It's real.
If you're constantly watching negativity every single day, it's like you're constantly watching violence and, so-and-so getting beat up or stomping out so-and-so. That's gonna be in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta kind of just block out all negativity.
Definitely.
And you're still gonna come across it, but it's really in your mind and what you do and how you think. Think positive.
And intake positivity to help you think positive. I think some of the main things we got from this discussion, which has been dope. One is pay attention to those clues that kind of show you where your passion might be laying. You know what I'm saying? Like, for you specifically, you liked art. You might have not known
which medium
to
do.
Exactly.
I literally I do murals, I do portraits, I can sit here and draw you on a piece of napkin. Like,
nice.
That's my first love. I didn't know which one's gonna give me money, which I just knew that I love to draw, I love to paint, I love art, and I stuck with it. And my grandfather would stress to me, do not stop. If you find something that you absolutely love, keep at it.
And the beautiful thing for you, it kind of just fell into your lap. You know what I'm saying? Someone cousin,
suggested it.
Right, a cousin brought this idea to you. And that's usually what happened. My mama wrote a book, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't because she thought an idea, I'm going to write a book. No, my auntie came to her and was like, girl, you need to write a book about your life because this, that, and the third. And she was like, you're right. And my mom was a published author, did a play about the book. All these things she would have never, ever accomplished had my auntie not suggested it to her. So just, pay attention to them clues in life that might be, your calling. You just don't know. You know what I'm saying?
And don't doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Try not to.
It's difficult, especially in today's world where everything is comparable.
Yeah.
Everybody's prettier, and it's always somebody that's gonna be buffer and got more money than you, and you know you trying to be healthy. It's always somebody more healthy than you. You trying to do, you know, it's always somebody more. You know,
and especially as an artist, like that is tough. You're gonna log on, and you be like, damn. Like Loki feel like I'm just put these paintbrushes down sometimes. You know? Like, but don't. I mean, everybody learns at their own pace, and you'll get better. And just keep practicing.
Yeah.
And don't give up.
And keep focusing on you, man. That's the main thing about how you don't doubt yourself. Do your best not to compare. When you find those thoughts crawling into your mind, push them out.
Stop them.
Find your whatever way you do it. You know, if you meditate, if you need to go, you know, listen to some music, if you need to go create your art, whatever you got to do, stop those negative, doubtful emotions from coming into your ether and sitting there and dwelling there, because they will manifest in some kind of negativity. You know what I'm saying? So definitely focus on you. That's one thing. Another thing I've learned within this On Your Life challenge is, like you said, there's always somebody out there. There's always a more, you know, I'm seeing myself getting into different realms where you got these like life coaches and motivational insta celebrities, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, I'm trying to do like, they already doing that. Oh, they doing it better than me. Oh, dang, man, I ain't gonna never get that many followers. Oh, man, you know. Or you can look at it like, oh, they did that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they started with 0 followers.
Try to flip it. My grandfather and my grandmother would always tell me, try to find something positive in the negative.
Yeah, definitely.
At first,
and there always is. There's
always a lesson that you can take from something bad happening. Always. There's
never only negative.
Yeah.
Even if it's only like just the other day, I don't want to, you know, I ain't gonna put too much out there, but somebody very, very close to me got, you know, shot. Somebody really, really close to me. Dealing with the gang shit, you know, and some LA bullshit. But you can look at it like, oh man, fuck these niggas, I'm about to go get these niggas, or oh damn, I got shot, why me, Lord, oh man, my life is over, you know. Or you can learn from that. I was like, damn man, I put myself in a position to where this is around my lifestyle, to where somebody, you know, had a target on me. You know what I'm saying? I can learn from this situation and say, damn, it might be time for me to step back, switch it up.
You're still living.
Right, and you're still living. You know what I'm saying? I went through this traumatic situation, and look at me, I'm breathing. I'm here.
I'm coming out stronger.
Wow, I can do it. Not only can I get out of this shit, I could probably accomplish anything now because I made it through this.
Yeah.
That's a way you can take one of the worst things ever. You know what I'm saying?
Make it something positive. Also, I have to just throw out there, what was I gonna say? Don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. I'm 29. It took me to age 28 to step out. Like, just do it. Go for it. You know what I mean? I would talk myself out of everything. And that's why I say I break down before the art shows, because that's when it's like that negativity comes from me. Like, you can't do it. And it's like a constant battle with myself. But you'll be surprised with the people you meet. You know what I mean? The places you'll go if you just step out. It's okay.
Yeah.
Out of your bubble.
And you know, I think, who said this? Will Smith said this? It was like, it was something to the effect, I'm probably gonna, you know, mess this quote up, but it was something to the effect of, your biggest blessings are right on the other side of fear. You know, so you have to step outside your comfort zone. You have to. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you want to reach your highest self, your greatest potential, there is no other way to do it than stepping outside of your comfort zone. And you say you're 29, you didn't learn until you was 28. I'm 29, I ain't learned until I was 29. See? You know what I'm saying? I'm just now figuring out, you know, through this challenge. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been doing music and I've had success and I've had great things happen in my life. I had a great life. But I've always been in that point where it's like I can go in the extra mile and risk losing it all. And I can go risk doing this. And I'm like, I think I'm going to just chill. I don't want to do too much. Nah, I don't feel good. I don't want to do that. I'm good right here. And I would have people who, you know, past manager, get on my head, cuss me out. What are you doing, bro? Get up.
Like, that's an opportunity.
Right. I'm like, I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. And sometimes you got to do things that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
I've learned, like, I could paint up my whole family. You know what I mean? That's what I was doing. Like, I'm going to just paint all my cute cousins.
Exactly.
Or, you know, people willing to let me paint. Or I could reach out and extend it to other people who might need this. You know what I mean? So I'm like, as nerve-wracking as it is, I'm going to just go ahead and message you and see.
Right.
And you'll be surprised. Every person I've asked said yes.
Nice.
As nervous as they might have been, you know what I mean? And then they learn something within themselves. Like, I can do this too. You know what I mean? That what is this insecurity I'm holding on to? Like, I'm fabulous. You know what I mean? So it's like we win-win. And they learn and I learned, but it's like I would have before, no. Yeah. What? Reach out to Tone? No, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. You see how awesome he is? Like, literally, it took me a couple days. Like, I would write that message and then I delete it. Because I'm like, no. And that's also with a fear, like, hearing no. Not everybody's going to say yes to you, and that's okay.
And that's important. You need no. You need no.
You need people to tell you, too, when you're doing things wrong.
Because without that no, you don't build up the self-confidence to be able to go and get the next no and the next no and the next no to where you get that right yes. The one yes you were supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to hear it unless you get 10 other no's. It's just not going to happen. You might luck up one time and get a yes one time, but that's not going to be just the story of your life. Look, ask any great person, any successful person, even if they was born with silver spoons in their mouth, they done ran through so many no's, and oh no, you ain't ready yet, or you're not prepared yet, or you still got a little more growing to do, or you're not experienced enough. You always gonna hear it, you know what I'm saying? And you need it. You need it to either remind you, oh, I'm not experienced enough, oh, okay, I'm gonna go harder.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
that's a little boost for you.
Right,
you know
or I can't do it, oh, okay, I see you. That's that helps you build the confidence that you need to step in a room and be your greatest self, you know what I'm saying? Like, to this day, I still get nervous when I'm in a room full of people who are more successful than me and higher up than me, you know, but I feel myself growing to a point where I can step in a room and I'm more comfortable than I would have been. A lot of it is deciding that, oh, I'm not supposed to be high and drunk at every party. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Now I can walk in and be like, you know, understand who I am, and when those nerves come, I can have an honest conversation with myself, be like, okay, you feeling this around these people, oh, okay, it's something you can deal with and learn from. When you block it in, when I was blocking it in, was just, oh, I'm going there, I gotta get high first, but hold on, we gotta smoke. I gotta drink.
I don't want to. I'm gonna be there, but I'm not gonna be there.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying. So you're not gonna really learn from those situations. Not for everybody. A lot of this, I'm only speaking for me. If drinking is your thing and you take a couple of shots and you get in and you can schmooze and that's how you do it, perfect. That just wasn't my thing. You know what I'm saying?
I think, that's a big thing too.
Learning yourself.
Just learning yourself and knowing what you can and can't do, and just, I mean, I think a lot of people at my job just found out that I paint. I've known them for like the last 3 years. I left Google, came back recently.
Okay.
And they all know now that I body paint, but at the time they found out when I left, and they were like mind blown. And to me, I was just expecting the worst. What are you doing? That's perverted. You work with kids. You know what I mean? I always that's just in my brain. So now I'm like, dang, I can actually tell people what I do and be proud. Like, I'm a dope artist. I paint on people.
Right.
Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Let me show you. You know what I mean? You gotta have confidence in yourself.
Okay, one last question I want to get to. Something you just brought to my mind. How do you, specifically, I know we all go through this, how do you find that confidence when you're feeling down? How do you find that, what gives you that reminder that I am the shit? I'm Nico, I'm the shit. What are you talking about? Shut up. Get off, you know what I'm saying? Pick your head up, nigga. What are you doing?
I kind of always, I keep every single piece of art I've ever made. Since like grade school, my mom has like blown up stuff, and I'm like, that's horrible. But like, just looking back on some of my old stuff and looking at the process of the progress I've made, you know what I mean? Even if somebody else doesn't think it's the shit, like, damn, I was drawing stick figures before. Now I can draw a whole face and it can look exactly like that person. So kind of like just stepping back to where I came from and where I'm at now. Also, music is a big part of my motivation. Like Bob Marley, and I know people are like, oh, you listen to Bob because you smoke. Or, you know, it's a fad. Like, no, I grew up listening to Bob Marley. My grandfather is one of my biggest inspirations. And he's not here
the one
today.
That's an artist.
Yeah. He passed 4 years ago, but to me, he was like the only, at the time, like, I mean, my family supports me, but he was that one that was like, who cares what everybody thinks? Like, that flower power type of individual, like, do what you want to do. If it makes you happy, paint tits. Like,
right.
Okay, I'm not gonna, he didn't judge me. You know what I mean? And just kind of remembering our conversations and just, I mean, looking back on old work, listening to positive music, listening to motivating music. That's just
Nice.
kind of this. I mean, we always get in funks. I always get in a funk, like artist block or whatever you want to call it. Just that's just that negativity. You know what I mean? Sitting in your brain, like you can't do it, but you can. So find a way to step. If that means I'm gonna go for a hike and scribble on a pad of paper, look at some trees, like that's just what works for me. I mean, you gotta find what makes you happy, and then maybe that'll motivate you. Does that make sense?
No, definitely. You know, I think a couple important things you touched on in there were not thinking about how far you gotta go.
Yeah.
But more so thinking about
Try
how far
to stay present.
come. Right, staying present.
Yeah.
But even though, because one thing, I forget who said this, but somebody was talking about how, I think it was KRS-One. KRS-One was talking about how, like, we can see in the past because we've lived in the past, right? And the future is full of this mystery. It's full of this mystery. We got history and we got mystery, you know what I'm saying? So you can learn from your history. You can always, now don't get stuck in your past. It's like you build a lot of stress.
You can learn from it.
But yeah, you can always learn from it. Me and the homie Rob ran the lake the other day, and as we getting like halfway around, I could see him kind of get tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, just look at the other side of the lake. Look how far we've come, bro. Okay, look how far we've come. Don't worry about how far we gotta go. Okay, we got this far.
Like you made it here.
Right, we still going. You're not about
to
to pass out. You're doing great. You know what I'm saying?
Take your time.
Yeah. So learn from your past. Don't be so ashamed of it,
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Like, oh, my whole life has been blase blah.
Struggle.
Yeah. Look back at it and look about how far you've come. Look about how far you've come. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not. It don't all gotta be monetarily or material. Look how far you've come inwardly. Look how far you've come in your maturity. Look how far you've come in your enlightenment. Look how far you've come in your health. Look how far you've come in knowing yourself. You know what I'm saying? And getting the bad people out your life and understanding look how far you've come. There's always a way to see it in that light. You know, so that was one thing you touched on that's really, really important. How we can always remind ourselves that we are the shit. Look how far you've come. And then two, you were saying music, right? Music for me is also like that. I mean, music is just a beautiful thing. There's always a song that, and for me, when I'm in a bad mood, I don't want to hear happy music. I want to hear sad music. I like Adele when I feel like shit because I feel like somebody could relate to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you making me feel so. Even if I'm sad, I might need to. It's an emotion, like for me, it's hard to cry. Yeah. So if I need to get some emotion out, I'll go watch a sad movie or listen to a sad
song. That's a
way
of tapping in. A lot of people block that. Like, as artists, we're naturally emotional. Like, I'm definitely sensitive about my shit. You know what I mean? But like you said, listen to sad music. I could cry right here, right now. Like, that's just who I am. But like, own your emotions and know that it's okay to be sad and it's okay to be angry, and like when you know that, when you learn that it's okay to feel,
right,
I think you'll grow as a person too.
Definitely,
a lot of people just kind of block everything out. I'm not supposed to be sad. Right. People are telling me not to cry. Right. You know what I mean?
Or they'll either block it out, or they'll allow their emotions to lead them. They'll let your emotions lead them. And one thing I like to say, you know, your emotions are like your little homies. They're there to give you, you know, words. They're here to tell you what's going on. They're, you know, like your emotions are your like advisors. Your logic is like your assistant in a way. You know what I'm saying? You the boss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you make the final call. Let your emotions advise you and let you know, look, this is what's going on. This is how, you know, these are options we have. Let your logic be the one to be like, okay, what can we do that's your assistant. What can we do?
That's teamwork.
That's teamwork, you know what I'm saying? And you as the me, as that inner being, not just the body, not just the emotion, not just the logic, just you make the final decision. You know what I'm saying? And just like you said, don't run from your emotions. Allow them to be on your team. don't let them lead you. That's not what they're there for. Don't be all logic either, because then you will lack empathy. You know what I'm saying? So
it's all about balance.
It's all about balance, you know.
Whole life, your whole life, you have to balance, and it's a way to learn how to balance. Everybody balances things differently.
Definitely. Yeah. And then you spoke on your grandfather, who for you is somebody that you can always go back to and remember. Somebody always had your back.
He is on my arm.
Oh, wow,
this is my grandfather.
Oh,
I got this before he passed, and I showed it to him, and he was like, "I look good." You know what I mean? Like, that was the okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you feel about tattoos, but bam, you know. I mean, dope. He was like, go for it. He made pipes. He painted. He did everything. Nice. He cooked. That was his art too. Nice. But he's just like, find what makes you happy and do it, and don't let anybody tell you you're doing that's stupid, or you know what I mean, you shouldn't be doing that, because you're happy. You know how to make you happy. At the end of the day, if you rely on other people to make you happy, you're not. That's a downhill from there. You know what I mean?
I think that's kind of like your connection to source right there, your grandfather. You know, so whatever your connection to source is, you know what I'm saying. If you got that one family member, that one friend, you know, your girl, she's your only support. That's whenever everything else is lost, you got that one thing that helps you stay centered, that helps you find your connection to source energy. Tap into that. You know, don't take it for granted at all, because it's very important when you find yourself in those self-doubt moments. You know?
And if that person leaves, you know, when he was here, I felt like, damn, I should have sat there longer. You know what I mean? Like, thinking on the past and not to be, you know, stuck there. It's like, you know, but now it's like, I can't call him when I feel like it. Right. You know what I mean? So I try to just find ways to keep him relevant. You know what I mean? If I gotta draw a picture of him or look at old photo albums, you know what I mean? Like, oh, remember when he said, don't give up? You know what I mean? I can look at a picture and know, like, in my head, I can hear it. You know what I mean? It's there forever. Fails, you know, right there with me all the time. But don't take that for granted, because we don't live forever.
Yeah, we don't.
You know? So.
Well, I think we covered a lot. We talked about some dope shit. And thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm loving the process, the journey of all of this. You know, this is me owning my life, you know, doing things I like to do.
I'm so
I like talking, you know. So I'm inviting people to talk, or I'm just talking to myself. I'm enjoying the journey and my health. So I got the beginners thing, which is really dope I have, and of course my number one passion, music, which I'm excited about sharing with people when it's ready to come out. But this is dope. Thank you again, Nico. Can you tell the people how they can find you, or they can follow you?
Follow me on Instagram at Nico Kiko, or you can tap into my website, Art by Taneko. That's TANEKO.
Okay. .com.
Facebook, Taneko Chapman.
Nice.
I mean, I'm here. I'm there. You can Google me. I Googled myself.
What, you don't Google me?
I Googled myself and art popped up, and I was like, whoa.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we can Google you too, though.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You pop in.
I
mean, reach out if you have any questions about art. If you have any questions at all, if you just want a friend, like, I'm here and I'm accepting that, because it sucks just closing yourself out.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can all help each other.
Yeah, that's the point of this, man. You know, so thank you guys for watching. Again, this is just a segment of Tone Talks, talking to motherfuckers.
Hey.
And
this is real shit, though.
Yeah, it really is. It's important. It's important, man. So, you know, share it, guys. Comment it. Show it to the homies. Support Nico. Support TurnOliver.com. Until next week, y'all. Thank you. Peace.
Bye.